Nightmare 3, The Hawk. This nightmare kind of has three parts to it. Firstly, it starts with eating dinner with my family and with my wife and my two kids, and I see something in the backyard. This is nighttime, very dark. I look through the sliding door and I notice there's an intruder in our backyard. As he notices me looking at him, he comes to the sliding door and he's carrying a chainsaw. And then he sticks the chainsaw in the glass and starts breaking it, coming after me and my family. I instantly awake from this to fall back asleep and find myself in a school bus getting sent to school, high school, again. And in the bus, there's just one other girl. It was a pretty empty bus. And I have a little chat with the bus driver as I'm taking off, or as I'm getting off. And he's taking off. I get into the school and I find one of my best friends, and Victor was his name. And in my dream, he's very depressed, suicidal. So I'm trying to find a way to help him. I'm trying to talk to him, and I decide, hey, let's just have some breakfast, and while we're eating, we can talk. We go to the cafeteria, but this cafeteria doesn't really have any lunch ladies or counters or anything like that. They just have plates of slop, really just like shredded chicken all over the floor, and people are just supposed to grab this slop and eat it right off the floor. But we were hungry, so we grabbed some, and as we try to talk, a bunch of people join us on our table, so making it impossible for us to get anywhere with this. Anyways, I have to leave school and go to work. And my work actually ends up sending me to a conference far away in some other state. And so when I get to this conference, they're actually having us stay in this big mansion. And so a bunch of other employees and I are all in this big mansion, kind of unaware of what this conference is about, but knowing that we're supposed to get some kind of training. And a secretary calls me down and says, hey, Brian, someone's here to see you. You need to meet with one of our superiors. I said, okay. I go downstairs, and he says, hey, come on, we're going to go take a drive so we can talk. I said, okay. I start walking towards the car, and I realize that this person that's taking me is the guy who was breaking into my house earlier. And he's actually a villain who I understand to be called the Hawk. He doesn't realize that I recognize him, and so he's acting very natural, just trying to get me to go in the car. And I tell him really quickly, I say, hey, I'm sorry, I just had an emergency. I have to call my wife. There's something going on in the house. And he says, no, but we have to get going. I said, it's really quick, just give me a minute. I need to call her. There's an emergency. And he's kind of lets me go. And so I'm calling my wife, and I realize that he's keeping a close distance. So I'm trying to walk away, and he's following closely behind. I said, this is kind of a private matter. Can you please give me a minute? And he doesn't. He just keeps following me around. My wife doesn't answer. So then I call my boss, because I realize, oh, he's going to know where I am, because I actually don't know where I am. This is a new state, a new area, and he could send the police, because this is the Hawk. This is the villainous Hawk. So I call my boss, and this guy, the Hawk, he's not letting me out of his sight. And so I realize that he's going to hear me tell Patrick, my boss, the truth. And so then I start running, and I say, you need to send the police here. It's the Hawk. He's here. He's here to capture me. He's trying to get me. And on the other line, he's just laughing because he thinks I'm making some sort of joke. And I'm telling him, this is not a joke, this is for real. I need you to send the police here. And he's just laughing while the hawk is chasing after me. We're running full blast. And he ends up trying to capture me. And I'm just running away, trying to convince my boss to send help. And I had to wake up from that. And now I'm at work. So that's the end of that nightmare.